Little while since I updated the tutorial for WordPress, and the one that I had on Discord is a little bit outdated. So I'm going to update it here real quick. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to just add new, so we can create a new post. Obviously, this first line is your title. There is a ranking, which we'll go over in just a minute, on how to make a good title, but I'll show you that in just a second. This is obviously the body of your article. This is where you write all your stuff. Each time you press enter, though, it is a new block, and these blocks can be done. You can turn these into images. You can turn these into headings. There's all different stuff. And there's even more if you click browse all. There's literally like probably 20 or 30 different blocks that you can put on each line. So there are only a couple that we'll actually use, but I'll show those to you in just a minute. The first thing I want to do is go over the title grader, which is over here in this top right corner over here. There's two grades. This is your heading here, and this is the grade you got, 57 out of 100. And then this is for your SEO, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is go to heading. If you click on it, it gives you the score of your current title, and it gives you some things that, if you were to scroll down, different things that they are grading it on. But the cool thing is you can go try new headline here, and now you can type in any kind of headline you want to try to get a better score. There is some power words that tend to get more points. Sometimes the heading's too short, not enough words. Obviously, that'll also ding you a little bit. So these are all different ways you can improve your heading. But if you Google power words, you'll get an article with like 700 or 800 power words that help make your title better. So I'm just going to try one here. Instead of this is my title, I'm going to type in this is the best title ever. Click analyze, and boom, I got an 81. So then you can just copy paste it over here, and you'll see in a second it'll update, and now you got 81 out of 100. The goal is to get, I think, above 70, because then it's at least in the green. Obviously, the higher you get, the better it is, and this is what Google uses to sort of rank our articles, and it helps it to come up a little bit easier if it's a high ranking title and it's more clickable, basically, is what it's looking for. All right, so let's get back into the blocks again. So we know how to do just your regular text. You just click on a line. Now, if you're on an empty block, you can click over here and you can make it a heading. So you can just type in heading. And then up here in this little left-hand corner here, there's some other options. Like if you wanted to make it heading 3, which is a little bit smaller, you can do so here. You can also change the block. So let's decide you decided you didn't want this to be a heading. If you click on this right here, you can turn it back into a paragraph, or you can go back to heading. So there's all kinds of things you can do with the blocks. Let's get into images, because that's going to be another block. So let's hit enter again, hit our little plus sign over here. And there's two ways to add images. There is the actual get an image from Google and just upload an image. And there's also Getty images. And I'm going to show you how to use both. So if you're going to actually do a regular image from Google, you're just going to click on image. And then you're going to have a downloaded image on your computer. I've got some here that I'm going to use just for this example. But these, I literally went to Google, looked for a player's name, right-clicked, saved them, so then I have it on my computer. So over here on the image block, you're going to go to select image, media library. On my Mac, I'm able to access my download folder right here. I don't know if that works the same on PC, but then I can literally just drag and drop the picture right into the article, and then I can add a caption if I want. You can put a description, whatever you want to do over here. Then you just click select, and there's your picture added into the article. Now, the problem with this is obviously you got to go download all these pictures from Google, and it could take a little bit, and it's a little bit more time consuming. The easiest way to do it is to use Getty Images. So we added a new block. I'm going to click the plus sign. We're going to go to Getty Images, and we're going to go to Select Image. Now, the first time you bring up Getty Images, it's going to give you a disclaimer. There's going to be two options. You're going to select the one on the left. I forget what the option is. It's just basically that we're going to be embedding images. So let's go Select Image. This is your interface here. So you got some options here. You can do, most popular. I usually do most popular and horizontal. Those are the two I pick the most. But if you wanted a vertical picture, or if you wanted, the newest picture to come out, whatever, you can change your options here. But let's just pick, I don't know, let's do Aaron Rodgers. And here's all the pictures of Aaron Rodgers that you can pick, and you just literally select one. You can pick a size. I typically always do the full size ones. You can pick them smaller if you want, but I'm going to pick a full size one, and then you just click Insert into Post, and it puts this link here. It's not going to show you the image on this screen, but if we were to go to the preview button right here, it would show up on our article. So that is how you add images. I want to show you how to link a URL, because linking URLs, especially if you do internal or external links, it actually helps your SEO, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So let's say we wanted to put a link here. We have a sentence, this is my link, and you wanted to put a link on this word right here. So the first thing you're going to do is get a link. So let's say we're going to just link this article right here. Actually, this is Shane's article that I had picked up earlier, so let's just use that. So you're going to copy the link, Control C, go back to your editing screen. So now I highlighted the word link, because that's where I want my link to go. Click on this little link button right there. Control V to paste it. And then I usually have it open in a new tab, because you don't want people to leave your article to go to a different article. So I just do open a new tab, and then click this little enter button right here. And there you go. Now you have a link in your article. There is one other way to do it. Let me show you. This is my internal link. So internal links help SEO as well. And there's another way to do that. If you highlight it again, click on this. And let's say we wanted to do a link. Let's just stick with Aaron Rodgers. You can actually type in a search and give it a few minutes, and it'll search all of Going for Two, looking for articles that have the word Aaron Rodgers in them. We'll just pick this top one here. This is a very old article about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady head to head, but it's a good way of finding articles that have been already published that we can do internal links for. So you click on that. Again, open a new tab, and there's your internal link. All right. Over here on your sidebar. So right now we're in the headline sidebar. We want to change back to the default. It's this little icon right here. You click on that. And because we're on a block, sometimes blocks have different options. So you'll see right here where it says block, and it has post. So we want to change back to post. And these are where most of your options are going to be to get an article ready to publish. You're going to see, the first thing you're going to see is the auto tweet, which we'll talk about in a minute. I don't want to get to that just yet. Categories, tags, featured image, and then I have this pre-published checklist that needs to be done. It'll help you remember things that need to be done. So let's just go back up here. We'll start with categories, pretty easy. If you're doing a redraft article, fantasy football redraft, you can just search it, click on that. You always want to have the featured checked, because that puts it on the front page when you do featured. But then you can scroll down and see what other ones it might match up. Let's just say it was daily fantasy. We could pick that if we wanted to. So basically just pick any of the categories. Just pick 2 or 3 though. Don't get overloaded with categories. And then tags are all searchable for Google. So the more tags you can put in here, Just think of ways that you would search for this article if you were looking for your article. So if you were to put like fantasy football, Aaron Rodgers, you always want to have the player's name of the article. So if you have like a list of names, try to have at least every player's name that's in the article in here in your tags. If it's a boom bust article, you can put boom bust. Just any of the tags you think that someone might search for your article and find it, you're going to put here in tags. Featured image. Unfortunately, we cannot use the Getty image internal the internal image like we did earlier. So you have to download a featured image from Google in order to get it on here. So you would just go to Google, find an image that you liked. We'll just pick this one, drop it in there, and click select. So it'll show you up your featured image here. You can ignore this little blurb here where it says you need to have at least 1200 by 675 pixels. As long as it's a high res, pretty big image, it'll be fine. It'll just crop it when it gets to the publish stage. Excerpt, you don't have to put an excerpt in there. It automatically grabs the first couple lines in your article, but if you wanted to write an excerpt, that's what's going to show up on Google. You can do that there. Subtitle, you can skip that as well. Then we have the checklist here. This is going to be all the things that have to be done before you send it to me. So featured image assigned, we just did that. Use the SEO heading analyzer to get a score higher than 65. We did that. We have an 89, so we're going to click that. We did categories, so we're going to click that. We added our tags. We can click that. Let's go back and do the auto tweet box. So basically, that's this one right here. So it's defaulted to tweet when published. Just leave that default on there. And then it says used featured image in tweet. You can uncheck that or leave it unchecked actually because it should default to it. It's going to automatically put the picture in there because the URL is going to have the picture attached to it. And then you click on this little edit button right here and you can put whatever you want your tweet to be. This is my newest article. You don't got to put the URL or anything. It'll automatically link that. And then when you save and this gets published, this will tweet out through my account right here. So you can even add your Twitter handle in there. You could put something like the latest from at whatever your Twitter handle is. And then you can just, put ... and it'll link it automatically. You can get creative if you want with that. So that is how you do the auto Twitter. Grammarly is a free program you can download. It just links to your browser and it keeps track of all your errors for grammar. It's definitely a tool you're going to want to download. It's free. Added image using Getty Images plugin. We did that already. And then add one internal link and one external link, which we did here. That helps your SEO. And the last thing to do is to save as pending and then let me know in Discord that it is ready to go, which I'll show you how to do that. Now, once you've checked all these things off, you'll notice that it changes up top. So where you can publish, well, I guess it's staying on publish now. Before it wouldn't let you publish, now it will. So we gotta have all these things checked before it can be published. Now let's go over the grading of your SEO. This is it right here. This AIO SEO stands for all-in-one SEO. This grade, it gives you some pointers down here. So basic SEO. So we're getting dinged right now for content length because obviously I didn't write anything. So that should be read when you do yours. It's showing as an external link as being not there, but I'm pretty sure we did. Oh, I know why, because the one we did was an external. That was actually internal. That article from Shane was on goingfor2.com. But if we had done an external link to like ESPN or whatever, NFL.com, this would be green, so you'd get points for that. Your title, it'll tell you if your title is too short, if it's too long, so you can always change your title a little bit. If you wanted to leave your title long, but you just want to have the shorter title for Google so you can get this to turn green, you can actually change your title right here. So this is what it's going to look like when it goes to Google. This is the preview. So if you were to just put your cursor here and delete where it says post title, you can put this is a different title. And that'll be what shows up on Google. The title of your article will still be the same, but this is what will be the Google title. But we're still getting red marked for that, obviously, because it's still too short. But that's just how you use that. Readability, it'll give you some options here. Sometimes paragraph length is too long. Sometimes you do too long of a sentence. Passive voice, different things you can try to get into the green. You don't have to get them all into the green, but if you can get some of these into the green, then your number up here will go up. You try to get above 80. I've gotten as high as 95 before, so if you can get it up to 95, great. But this gives you some idea of what things need to be fixed to get your grade up. All right, so once you have checked off everything on your checklist and you think your article is ready to go, you scroll all the way back up here and you will see this little pending review checkbox right here. You just click on that. If you watch up here where it says publish, this is going to change when I click on this. Click on pending review. Oh, I'm sorry, it's over here that changes. So save as draft, and then when it's ready, you click pending review, save as pending, and that'll save it in a separate folder and let me know that it's ready to go. That's pretty much it. I know I went through it pretty quickly, but if you have any questions, obviously just reach out to me and I can help walk you through it.